Hi everyone, this is Emily, and our group consists of Grace, me, and Sophia, and this is our part 3 of our semester project. So, to recap on our scenario that we chose, it was in a 4th grade history class, a Muslim girl had been called out for her headpiece by a boy in the class. He was making rude comments about her religion and was making up reasons for why she had to wear the hijab, which is the name of the headpiece or headwear. These rude comments made some students chuckle. The Muslim girl's friend tried to defend her, but the class was getting out of hand to the point where the Muslim girl began to cry and asked the teacher if she could be excused to the bathroom. Why we chose this scenario. As a teacher, we will want to address the conflict without embarrassing any students or making any students uncomfortable because of their religion, race, etc. We will teach a lesson about different religions around the world, including Islam, Christianity, Hinduism, and Buddhism. Addressing the problem in this way will help the students to learn about the largest religions in the world, but also help them be more open-minded and understand why the girl wears a hijab and her culture. And I believe that when one knows more about a religion or a race or any topic actually, that they would hopefully be more mindful of others' emotions, thoughts, and just be a little bit more cautious about their word choice, about maybe things that are sensitive. And elementary schools or middle schools, they're not always the safest environment emotionally for students, and therefore we want to help those that may think that they're a minority because they're a specific race or they're part of a specific religion, that they won't be made fun of because others know what that specific ritual or symbolism means. And I personally went to a elementary school and middle school, high school that almost had 0 LDS people, and so I would understand how this Muslim girl feels. Not specifically because I don't wear a headpiece, but just because I would feel like I was being cornered because of who I am. Okay, alternative options are one, to instead of doing a lesson, have students do an art project that represents individual religions, such as symbols. I think this would be a really interesting and a fun project. I know students like to do hands-on pieces instead of sitting there writing down notes and making a PowerPoint presentation. And so this would be a nice switch. It could also help students visualize or understand what a specific building means or a specific symbol means or a ritual is. And I think overall this would be a fun, but a little bit more of a lesson that needs to be planned out. 2 is to have a guest speaker or multiple speakers come in who are from different religions. This would be really interesting as well. I believe that because we are going, as teachers, I guess in this scenario, we're at a public school, and we can't have any more than informative information about religions. We can't preach, or we can't press our thoughts, emotions, and our beliefs onto others and make others feel uncomfortable, because it is a public school. And so I believe that the speakers will really need to understand that it is a public school and that they can only just share what the religion is, etc. Just be informative. And again, which relates to the third alternative option, which is to watch a video from YouTube or a movie that the school approves during the class. Again, make sure that it's strictly informative and nothing more. Okay, other perspectives. So this is a perspective from our church, the LDS religion, and we found some quotes about it, and it says, "We claim the privilege of worshiping the Almighty God according to the dictates of our own conscience and allow all men the same privilege. Let them worship how, where, or what they may." I like how that's really simple, clear cut, and that's one thing I really enjoy about this quote. Another, this is by Joseph Smith. I have the most liberal sentiments and feelings of charity towards all sects, parties, and denominations, and the rights and liberties of conscience. I hold most sacred and dear, and despise no man for differing with me in matters of opinion. Again, I really like this one too, because I think we should all have this mindset. We shouldn't judge others or treat them any differently because of what they believe or what they wear or don't wear, etc. Just as much as we don't want others to judge us by our clothing, such as garments or temple clothing, or the reason why we have temples, or any of the rituals that we have and participate in inside the temple, because they're sacred and important to us. And just as they're sacred and important to us, there are other religions that believe that what they're doing is right and is sacred and is important to them. And so we shouldn't judge because we don't want to be judged. Again, another one. This is by Gloria Ladson Billings. I argue that teachers engaged in culturally relevant pedagogy must be able to deconstruct, construct, and reconstruct the curriculum. Deconstruction refers to the ability to take apart the official knowledge to expose its weakness, myths, distortions, and omission. Deconstruction refers to the ability to build curriculum. Similar to the work that John Dewey advocated, construction lies on the experiences and knowledge that teachers and their students bring to the classroom. Reconstruction requires the work of rebuilding the curriculum that was previously taken apart and examined. It is never enough to tear down. Teachers must be prepared to build up and fill in holes that emerge when students begin to use critical analysis as they attempt to make sense of the curriculum. Again, in this case, the curriculum is to have basic knowledge of the four main religions, or the biggest religions in the world today. And there are going to be holes where the teacher has to fill in when the student makes a comment because they're not informed 100% of what it is. And we need to be prepared for for any horrible situation or any harmful comments that may come with every lesson that we prepare. So as teachers, we must be fully prepared for everything that could possibly come down. And why is the scenario and solution important? We will all come across a situation in the classroom where one student bullies another based on their thoughts of them being weird or different. Our chosen solution is a practical and effective way of addressing the problem while not making any students feel uncomfortable. As teachers, we must provide a safe place for the classroom where students are free to be themselves and not worry about persecution. Our team's diversity. So, our team is made up of 3 members who come from different backgrounds. But Grace, specifically, grew up in a very culturally and religiously diverse area and was exposed to that diversity early on in school. Though I was born and raised in Seattle, Washington, I only knew Japanese for the first 5 years of my life, and I live in a cultured home. I still do. And I still live that culture every single day, and it is part of who I am. Religion-wise, it's the same. I was at a school. I went to a school that had several different religions and backgrounds, race, and so I'm very diverse as well. These are our sources. Perfect. Thank you so much.